Your dog has never asked for much. No expensive gift, no elaborate display of effort, no grand speech they would not understand anyway. Just you, your presence, your rhythm, and a few small repeated signals that tell them the world is safe and that you are the reason why. Researchers studying the bond between dogs and humans have found something that quietly reframes everything. Your dog does not experience love the way you imagine. They do not respond to intention. They respond to presence, to touch, to the steady predictability of your days, to the feeling that you noticed them. And there are 7 specific things your dog understands at a level far deeper than any word you could ever say. The last one costs nothing, takes almost no time, and it may be the single most powerful thing you can offer them. Number 1, do you touch them with intention? Most owners touch their dog constantly. A quick pat before heading out the door, an absent-minded scratch while looking at a screen, a cuddle when the dog happens to wander close enough. But there is a difference between casual touch and deliberate touch, and your dog can feel the difference. Studies on tactile interaction between dogs and their owners have consistently found that calm, focused, unhurried physical contact reduces stress hormones in both. Not a distracted tap, not a quick ruffle of the ears. Slow, steady contact with no agenda other than being there. It reduces cortisol, it triggers oxytocin, and it communicates something no sentence ever could. I am here, right now, with you. Do this once a day with full intention. 3 minutes, no phone nearby, no half attention pulling you somewhere else. Just you and your dog and the kind of quiet contact that tells them they matter. To you, that may feel ordinary. To your dog, that is safety made physical. But here is what most people do not realize about the next one. Number 2, be predictable. Your dog cannot read a clock. They have no concept of your schedule, your calendar, or whether you will be gone for 20 minutes or 8 hours. What they do understand is pattern, the sound of your morning alarm, the smell of coffee, the specific weight of the house right before you leave. Dogs read routine the way we read language. And when that routine fractures, they feel it in their nervous system. Research on long-term stress markers in dogs and their owners has found something remarkably important. The stress levels of dogs and their people tend to move together over time. When life is chaotic for you, your dog absorbs that chaos. When your rhythm is steady, they settle into it. You are not just a person they love. You are the emotional weather of their entire world. You do not need a perfect schedule. You need a stable one. Choose 3 anchor points and hold them as consistently as you can. 1 walk time, 1 feeding time, 1 bedtime ritual. They do not need to be impressive, they just need to exist. Because to a dog, predictability is not boring. It is one of the clearest signals of love they know. Number 3, give them something to think about. Here is what most owners miss entirely. A lot of dogs are not tired. They are understimulated. They sleep through the afternoon, stare blankly out the window, and repeat the same day over and over again with very little variation. We call them easygoing. Very often they are simply bored. A dog's brain was built to notice, search, and solve. It is not decoration. It is a high-capacity sensory and problem-solving system that needs real engagement to function well. Scent games, food puzzles, hiding treats in different rooms, simple problem-solving activities. These are not luxuries for dogs with nothing better to do. They are part of what a mentally healthy life looks like for an animal whose nose alone can detect information we cannot even imagine. 10 focused minutes of genuine mental engagement can change the quality of your dog's entire day. And a dog whose brain is regularly challenged tends to be calmer, more confident, and significantly easier to live alongside. You fed their body. Feeding their mind is a completely different kind of love. And here is where it starts to get really interesting. Number 4, let them actually sniff. Most owners treat a walk like a single thing. Exercise, movement from one end of the block to the other, efficiently without too many unnecessary stops. But for your dog, a walk is something far more layered than that. It is information gathering, it is decompression, It is one of the most fundamental expressions of what it means to be a dog. Sniffing is not a distraction from the walk. For your dog, sniffing is the walk. The canine nose contains up to 300 million olfactory receptors compared to roughly 6 million in humans. When your dog stops to investigate a specific patch of grass, they are reading an entire story left behind by every animal that moved through that space before them. That is not idle behavior. That is a species doing exactly what its neurology was designed to do. Think about what it feels like to move through a city, to really see it, to take it in fully and at your own pace. Then imagine being pulled through that same city at a pace set by someone else with no time to stop and look. That is what every rushed walk feels like for your dog. Let them slow down. Let them choose a spot. Let them stay there a moment longer than feels productive. To you, that looks like standing still. To them, it feels like freedom. Number 5, keep their body moving. Most people exercise their dog to burn off energy. That is part of it. But movement does something far more significant than create a tired dog by evening. Regular, consistent physical activity supports sleep quality, mood regulation, stress recovery, and healthy cognitive aging in dogs across every life stage. Large-scale observational research on senior dogs has found that more physically active dogs tend to maintain significantly better cognitive function as they age. This is not about turning your dog into an athlete. It is not about intensity or distance or performance. It is about keeping the body and the brain in active conversation with each other over the full length of their life. For younger dogs, that means real movement every day. For older dogs, it may mean shorter, gentler sessions done more consistently, with attention to what their body can comfortably handle on any given day. The goal is never exhaustion for its own sake. The goal is to keep them genuinely engaged with life. Movement is not just exercise, it is emotional maintenance. And your dog needs it at every age. But here is the one most owners overlook, and it may be the most important on this list. Number 6. Learn to see the pain they will never explain. Dogs are exceptionally skilled at hiding discomfort. That is not a flaw. It is an evolutionary inheritance. In the wild, showing vulnerability invited danger, and even now, thousands of years into their life alongside humans, that instinct remains. Your dog will often keep trying to be good, keep trying to function, keep trying to be near you long after their body has quietly begun to struggle. The signs are always there. They are just quiet enough to miss. Your dog begins sleeping in a slightly different position. They hesitate before jumping into the car when they never hesitated before. They stop climbing stairs with the ease they once had. They rise more slowly after resting. They flinch or turn away when you reach for a spot they used to love being touched. They become clingier than usual, or more withdrawn, or simply a little less like themselves in ways that are difficult to name, but impossible to ignore once you notice them. Behavior change is often the earliest signal a dog will give you. What looks like stubbornness can sometimes be discomfort. What reads as moodiness can be pain. What appears to be simple aging can be something treatable that has gone unnoticed for far too long. Loving your dog deeply means learning to notice small shifts before they become impossible to miss. Film them if you need to. Keep track of changes in their sleep, their appetite, their movement, their energy, their tolerance for touch and interaction. Bring those observations to your vet. And if your dog is entering their senior years, do not wait for something dramatic before increasing the frequency of checkups. Because a dog in pain cannot fully receive the love you are trying to give them. Sometimes the deepest act of love looks like affection. Sometimes it looks like catching the hurt they were quietly hoping they could hide from you. And once you really understand that, the last one lands completely differently. Number 7, be fully there. This one costs nothing. No toy, no equipment, no schedule change. Just you, present. Without the phone in your hand, without the background noise of everything else competing for your attention. Without the kind of half-presence that passes for togetherness, but does not actually feel like it to anyone on the receiving end. Attachment research on dogs has found something that reframes the entire relationship. Dogs do not simply enjoy being near their person, They use their person as a secure base, a psychological anchor. Your presence changes how safe they feel. It shapes how confidently they move through the world. It affects how they handle stress, how they respond to novelty, how they recover after something frightening or unfamiliar. Your dog borrows steadiness from you. That is not a metaphor. That is neuroscience. Think about the last time your dog followed you from room to room for no apparent reason. Or the way they settle almost immediately when you sit down nearby. Or those moments on a walk when they glance back at you, not because they want anything, just to check that you are still there and that everything is still okay. They are not being needy. They are orienting around the one relationship that makes their life feel understandable and safe. Picture what 5 minutes of real presence feels like for them. Not 5 minutes of being in the same room. 5 minutes of actually choosing them. Sit on the floor if you can manage it. Let them come to you when they are ready. Let them lean against your leg. Let them place their head on your knee or your chest. Let the silence stay there for a moment instead of filling it with something. For puppies, this is how trust gets built at the very beginning of life. For adult dogs, it is what deepens the bond that shapes their entire world. And for senior dogs, especially the ones who are slowing down or beginning to get confused by things that once made complete sense, your calm, steady, most undivided presence can become the most reliable thing they have left. Your dog does not need you to impress them. They do not need perfect words or grand gestures. They need to feel that you are actually there, fully there, chosen them right now over everything else. And for a dog, that is not a small gift. That is everything. 7 acts of love. None of them complicated. None of them expensive. All of them things your dog understands at a level no word could ever reach. Touch, rhythm, mental engagement, the freedom to smell the world, movement that keeps them alive inside, someone who notices when something is quietly wrong, and presence that makes their whole world feel worth living in. Your dog is not asking for perfection. They never were. They are asking for the small, repeated signals that tell them they are seen, why they are safe, and they are yours. Most of that is already available to you starting today. If this changed how you see what your dog needs from you, subscribe to this channel and tell me in the comments, which of these 7 does your dog seem to need most right now? I want to hear about them. There is so much more your dog is trying to tell you, and we are just getting started.